You're the best polisher. If I've heard that all knobs are no.
Dude. Nice. Nicely done. All right, let's see here, gents. The main thing this weekend that is coming out, I realize, and this says a lot about something. The Eternals is out, and I'm not gonna see it like this week. Like maybe till next week.
It took me a couple weeks to see Shang-Chi. It was okay though.
Yeah, it was.
I think that Eternals is gonna be the same. So I was like, that was okay.
I'm actually really interested to see it just because like it's getting really bashed on Rotten Tomatoes and on all that.
Is it getting bashed by the audiences or
both
critics or both?
Both.
Yeah. So I can't wait to see if it's real or not. No, hopefully I'll see it on Tuesday. Tiger King. Carol.
Wait, I'm bringing up the Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, the audience score isn't that.
Well, it's got a couple of problems, right? I guess it has a gay couple, so it's been banned now in China. And the Middle East.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, 86 on the audience score. That's way better. It was getting... I bet they changed it, because what I had read earlier was that it was getting review bombed.
Oh, was it? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it has 500 verified ratings. What does verified mean? Like, they followed you into the theater, made sure you watched it.
Yep, they bought you popcorn.
You on the couch as you brought up Disney Plus and said, "Hi, what are you doing?"
You had to click a box when you sent in your review.
Yeah.
You got to solve a CAPTCHA.
Prove you're not a.
Yeah, I successfully picked out all the pictures of motorcycles.
Oh.
So therefore, my review is valid.
No, they have a picture of Kit Harington in all of his roles, and if you pick Game of Thrones, or Richard Madden, if you pick his Game of Thrones character, then you're not a verified viewer.
Sure. Well, I mean, I think everything I've seen, it looks cool, but like I don't know anything about the characters. I don't know anything about the story. But I mean, the visuals. I mean, it visually looks cool.
I think that when they bring Joe Exotic into the Eternals, I think that's where it really will lose me.
Well, he's going to be Craven.
Yeah, I know that I don't want to spoil things, but the Tiger King's Eternals thing, it's just not right. It's like when they tried to bring Siegfried and Roy into the comics back in the 80s. It doesn't work.
It's true.
Yeah, but I do like the song "When You See a Celestial" better than the
mandatory Inception Bwomp.
Yeah.
Let's see. They're saying you guys are a little low. I'm turning you guys up. So if you guys, if Ambaloo says it's too low, let me know.
Yeah, Ambaloo. Also, I'm like in a hotel room in California, so
who knows?
I'm in a docked cruise ship that hasn't been maintained for 2 years.
You're really in a cruise ship?
No. It's just this place. I don't think anyone's cared for it for 1.5 years, 2 years.
I can't tell because behind you, it's like tiled and there's like an air conditioner on the wall. So I mean, you could be anywhere.
That's a mini split there. Honestly, this place is basically a Florida college apartment that my best man had. It is exactly like it. Like the fittings, the colors, the counters, the kitchen.
Classy.
It's only missing an alarm button.
Well, let's see. Okay, Tiger King.
Tiger King.
Carol Baskin is trying to sue Netflix, and the story basically comes down to that the show makes her look bad. But apparently, the judge says that she signed the release forms so they can do it.
Oh, Carol.
Oh, Carol. What she should probably do, Chris, is call you, because she might need more money.
No. A Diet Coke and a postcard.
$730.
When I visited Big Cat Rescue in 2012 or 2011.
And what you don't like to talk about.
It's not like I'm the secret financier behind Big Cat Rescue, Rob.
And what you don't like to talk about, the world's most delicious hamburger.
So lean.
Is this a ring?
There was something about that blend.
Oh,
Is
this
that
a
short?
tie?
Is that short rib? Is there short rib in that? It's delicious.
Delicious.
that's great.
They do
Um, I mean, I don't know. I'll watch it, whatever. I just think it shows funny.
Um, again, I do feel the need to say, yeah, it's a mess. I never made it through the show. I watched like the first 10 minutes and I was like, I can't do it. So
It's damn fun.
Yeah, it's an interesting story. Now this I can't imagine. Like, did you watch the special hosted by the guy who used to do the soup and Community?
Yeah,
I can't think of his
Joel
name
McHale.
right now. Yes. So they did a special afterwards with Joe McHale that was obviously just like,
Cash
someone
grab.
at Netflix was like, let's make some more money. And they sent Joel McHale with, like just the thinnest of premise out to do a follow-up.
He did it all over Zoom.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was
man.
it was awful. And I can't imagine that this is going to be much better, right? Because they've already told the story.
Yeah. Well, these people are all so affected by the events of this documentary that this is entirely going to just be about them responding to massive fame.
Right.
This sounds awful.
Yeah.
It just sounds terrible.
Not really my jam.
Okay. So, we have a new video game for the Atari 800.
Yep. Well, new old. New.
Old.
It's for the 1979 Atari 800. If you click around towards the bottom, there's a few like 15-second clips where you can actually see a 8-bit computer running a first-person shooter, and it's got like not bad lighting effects. Go to screens, and then I think if you scroll down, there's a couple of like little like some of those last ones are playable. Maybe keep going. Oh, there you go. I mean, come on. That's not an Atari 800. Was that like a 6502?
If they had come out with this at the time, it would have blown people's mind.
Right?
Can you imagine?
Yeah. I mean, that's a universe beyond what existed back then. Like the light effects as the rocket goes down the tunnel. It's amazing.
It's incredible.
I am forever fascinated. I will watch documentaries anytime about weird programming hacks on like the Atari 2600 and everything. That whole notion. There's one that's called Chasing the Beam. Like how you've gotta you have this many clock cycles before the beam gets to the spot. And you have to use them. So like you throw no ops in order to make sure that the thing happens when the beam is in the right place. Like that level of programming is so cool.
Yeah, it really is.
There was one right below there that Facebook has announced that they will be turning off their facial recognition, which I have mixed feelings about for two reasons. First of all, I actually thought that the face recognition stuff, when it worked on photos, was really neat. Like, here's your friend Joe, and his face is marked.
Yeah, this is kind of weird. Like, so, yeah, because what they said is that what they did, I guess they had a database of faces that was used throughout the site.
Mm-hmm.
They kept the facial recognition tool, and they're saying that they may do it later just for people's personal contacts and photos, kind of like how it's done in Google Photos.
But they also made no promises about Meta. So, like, Facebook will turn it off, but Meta, they're full well, they will never turn that off.
I don't know. This is like, I have to tell you, the facial recognition features of Google Photos is so good. It's so useful. Like, if you type in cat, like the object recognition, the machine learning done on your photos, it's really useful. It's handy as hell. Remember I looked up tiger to find when I went to Big Cat Rescue?
Yep.
And it went right there. It was so good, and it's like, it's really helpful. It's really useful.
I got to tell you, the only thing that I want facial recognition for is literally mounted to my glasses to remind me the name of the person so I don't have to be socially awkward at parties.
I think that's explicitly what they're not going to do.
I know.
That's the part that creeped everybody out.
For sure. So. But like, I don't want like the Minority Report thing, you know, where you walk into the store and the ads start addressing me by name. But I want me to be able to recognize my friend who I haven't seen in 6 years.
And you know what? We want you to recognize us too.
Minor face blindness, man.
Yeah. No, I mean it's a plague. But yeah. So this was kind of a weird story. It's like did Facebook like there's no nuanced story
I know.
coming from Facebook, you know? It's like it's all like, "Hey, we did this thing. Will you please like us?" It's like, "Dude, you're a little too needy."
It's a lot of desperation.
Like seven. It seems desperate,
and
that's unfortunate. You know, because that's the thing you never really said about Zuckerberg. You know, Zuckerberg, he seems desperate. Like, well, I'm imperial, insensitive, you know, a robot.
I would say coldly indifferent.
I was going to say Android-like, but he said robot, so that's pretty close.
Android-like in his countenance. But yeah, it's you never said, you know, he seems really desperate and eager to please.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is this crap? You know?
Yeah.
Out of character.
All right, let's see. Did you see the breakthrough in polishing cloths?
Oh, this is such BS. It's just a microfiber cloth.
Dude, read the story. You're being a thing. It's funny.
Are they being? Is it a satire?
It is a joke. It is a joke story because Apple has announced a like a $20 microfiber polishing cloth, and so this guy wrote a review of it with like a glowing as if it's the glorious Apple product, and it lists all the things that it's compatible with. And my favorite is there's a comment in there about how the microfiber cloth is compatible with the wheels. The external wheels that you can buy for the Mac Pro for like $300. It's compatible with those guys.
Does it come with like a pair of chopsticks so you don't have to touch them and smudge whatever you're cleaning? Like some sort of device to hold the cloth with?
Yeah, because if you touch the cloth, you ruin the cloth. Forever unclean.
That's
right.
Anyway,
dumber.
That story was funny.
I agree. The story was very clever. That if people at 9 to 5 Toys deserve a kudos.
They do. I don't think we mentioned it, but Dune was number one at the box office for 2 weeks in a row.
Wait. I don't think you can. Here. Go ahead and start that story again. I'll help you. Go
okay. Dune. Blomp.
That was helping?
Yep.
Oh. Yeah. That was my experience watching Dune. It was like, I'm just like trying to watch it. I get it. It's epic.
Yep.
Thank you, Hans Zimmer. I don't need more of this shit.
That's his job. He adds a bit of the epic. Anyway, they made all the money. That's good. Or they're still like small by blockbuster standards, and they're gonna go to nothing this week with Eternals in the box office. But good on them.
I mean, maybe.
I think Ruby shared this University of Adelaide robot spider story. Get that up. It's kind of weird. It reminds me, I feel like we've seen a science fiction show where they sent in a horde of robot spiders into a cave, and like I have maybe it was like a Prometheus maybe, where like the silhouette of the cave was illuminated by blue LEDs tracing down the tunnel. Kind of looks like that.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. I remember that. Yeah, so you got your sort of garden variety LiDAR scanner at the top of this fella. So he's basically doing that. He's and drawing that 3D picture.
But this is in the Australian Narakurta Caves. Is that how you pronounce that?
Mm-hmm. They went with a robot that walks on a set of 6 legs out of a fear that one with treads or wheels would damage the surface of the cave. Sure.
Also, I'd like to point out that they call him the spider, but it only has 6 legs.
Ooh.
It should have 8.
Yeah.
Does it have an ovipositor?
And these people call themselves scientists.
Yeah, but they're not.
This thing can't even spin a web.
They're not biologists. They're roboticists. Different discipline.
I don't know. I mean, I'm with Rob. There's no ovipositor. There's no,
There's no spinnerets. There's
No spinnerets.
I don't see fangs anywhere on that thing.
I majored in
I'm
computer
sorry.
science, and the extent of my understanding of biology
That's
is
it.
that the
No
mitochondria
more.
is the powerhouse of the cell.
No more. No more talking about this terrible robot.
Uh, so
Amateur.
Letterkenny is getting a spin-off show, Rob. Shorsey is
This
getting a
not good
spin-off.
Yeah,
I know.
that's what I think about that.
Yep. They're
There we
casting
go.
it. They're casting it now.
I mean, it's gonna have one line repeated
Yep.
over and over again.
The one that would get us
Forever.
immediately blocked for any
Well, we
search
get
engine.
demonetized.
We
or
get
whatever.
demonetized for saying ball sucker.
And then for give your a
Give your
tug.
balls a tug. Like I feel like that
Funny
character.
once.
Yeah, that character was
But-
funny like once or twice. I feel they overused
Yeah.
that character, but
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. I mean,
Yeah.
well, quite honestly, the last couple seasons of Letterkenny are starting to go in the way of Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
Like, I will watch them forever. As long as they make episodes, I will watch them. But it is clear their best days are long
Yep.
past.
Like let the folks do new things. Like what's the guy? The one who speaks like the guy from King of the Hill. His wife went on to do Winona Earp. You know, she's done a
Yeah.
bunch of science fiction. It's like let a billion flowers, Canadian flowers bloom. Stop it. Just stop. You know, y'all can do other things.
but that's not how these
It's
things
okay.
work. You have to run the machine into the ground.
No, you know, honestly, any one of these actors could go on and do a million things, and people are like, "I'm gonna go see that because I love me." You know what I appreciate about this show? It's got that guy
Yeah.
from Letterkenny. You know,
I mean, heck, Squirrely Dan basically was a
Squirrely
moderately
Dan.
successful stand-up comedian before this started. So
I'm sorry, I think you mean beloved Squirrely
Oh.
Dan.
I think he's beloved for sure.
I love that man.
Yeah.
I would invite that man to my funeral. Or something.
Oh,
But, yeah,
he can
He's great.
eulogize you.
he can Ugula guys.
You googly. I know what a you googly is.
I knew that you Googly it.
All right. Vim turned 30.
Yep.
And I just wanted to say that every time I install a Linux system, basically the first thing I do is install Vim.
NeoVim.
Whatever, I always install something that has apt, so it's always apt get vim, whatever it is. I use a regular text editor in Windows or on a Mac, but if I'm on a Unix system, I have to have Vim. I can't.
Yeah. Why would you use anything else?
I can't like
You're not
Nano.
some Emacs monster.
What is it? Pico?
Pico?
Is that the one?
Nano?
Those horrible little editors that. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of surprised that I don't use Vim for text editing under Windows.
You can use it in Windows, you know.
I know, but like there's like a cognitive thing about like
You wouldn't do it.
when I'm on a Unix system, I feel as if I have to operate that way. I don't even touch.
I don't want to sound like a humorless old person, but all the jokes that the kids make about getting stuck in Vim, I'm like, but it's Vim. Why
Right.
would you get stuck in
Why would you
Vim?
leave?
Why would you leave?
It's Hotel California again.
You know,
Just like the yacht you're living in, Chris.
it's a cruise ship that was docked 2 years ago, and everyone left.
See, I just have all the keystrokes for Vim memorized, so I'm faster than it. If I'm not going to use a mouse, if I have a mouse,
Well, did you?
oh, no, if I have a mouse, I can use other like I'll use the scroll bars and the scroll wheel and everything. But if I'm like just the ability, all those key bindings, and most of the time when I'm on a Unix system, I'm shelled into something remote, so the mouse isn't a thing.
The thing I was going to say was, I don't.
Well, we only have one more story left on the list because I guess we posted Carol Baskin twice. Go ahead.
I'm assuming you and our 2 viewers have turned on keyboard shortcuts in Gmail and the rest, right? Because we just use the Vim, keyboard commands, HJKL. move around.
See, those
It's
aren't the ones that I
awesome.
need. I need I need the page up, page down keys. I need the skip to line numbers. I need the search functions.
Oh
Like,
man, I loved colon line number.
yeah.
So good. You know.
No, I need colon line number, and I need the regex to search for something, because I feel like every application that you use puts search in a slightly different place, and I find
Yeah.
it infuriating. So I've got to press like Alt F, and I've got to navigate down to a menu or in a different text editor in a different place. Vim always / do it.
And to be clear, right? They always present you with that find replace box, but I just want to find. I don't want to replace something by accident. And sometimes you have to hit another button to bring up the replacement thing. So I'm like, why do you call this find and replace when it's just find and not replace unless I do all this other stuff? So yes, I feel like the oldest man in the world screaming at the cloud while wearing an onion on my belt, but still, at least in Vim, I knew what I was doing.
Right.
When I do hit Control F on Chrome or whatever, I know what it's gonna do. All right, that's cool.
Yep.
But like when you're inside like a word processor, it's like, well, I don't want to replace anything. What if I just replaced everything?
I could definitely understand wanting to use the WASD keys for navigation, but I don't generally need
You
that.
don't want WASD for text navigation. It's HJKL.
I get you, and that's how I roll. But actually, more like what I do is to use Control W and everything, so you can skip back and forth words. Because why are you going around a single letter at a time like a sucker?
Hey, you know that on Android, at least, I don't know about iPhone devices. If you hold down on the space bar and move your finger back and forth, it moves the cursor. It's very exciting.
Ooh.
Yeah. So pro tip.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks for Geeks in Space. We've got all your Vim needs for the 7 of you still using Vim 30 years after its happy birthday. We should actually say the name of Bram Moulinar is the maintainer.
Yeah, Bram. He's a Swiss citizen. He was working at Google until about a year ago. And he was Google. He was at Google for like 15 years. He's a good guy.
So the last one that we have on the list is one from you, Rob. This is stand-in grandparents.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was yeah. So there's all sorts.
I heard a whole bunch.
Whoa.
Oh Jesus.
That was me. Sorry.
There's all sorts of incentive programs to get people to move to different cities, and this is the first time I saw that a city is offering stand-in grandparents. I think to the first 5 families who move.
So what does a stand-in grandparent do?
Well, I guess from what I skimmed, they'll watch your kids.
Oh, babysitters.
And do like grandparent stuff or whatever.
Sure.
Not cook them. I assume these people aren't cannibals. I'm sure that this isn't some grand.
I heard a
plot.
whole bunch of popping noise and someone yelled out "shooter."
Is that me?
That's you.
They've lost the right to
Yep.
actually show them.
That's all right.
I was muting like 3 different things.
Dude, it's a whole thing.
Infuriating.
It's a whole thing.
Infuriating.
You know what's the
I
worst?
want to read about Indiana grandmas. I don't want to listen to some story that about the turkey trot or whatever the hell they're promoting.
Presumably, this isn't a plot by witches just to cook children and eat them. This is actual decent Midwestern grandparents who just want to watch your kids and welcome you to their happy little town. But,
I think it's a very heartwarming story.
Seems risky.
Dubious. Yeah.
Yep.
But we have no way of proving it.
I mean, I'm sure that 99% of them are swell, but that probably was also true of the Catholic Church.
Well, what we'll probably have to do is pretend to be a family.
Oh.
You can drop me off for daycare, and I'll see if they try to cook me. I'll report back.
All right, but you're gonna have to shave the beard.
Yeah.
If they see you and they're like, oh, we're gonna.
Yeah, I'll shave my beard off, so it's
so you look younger.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll be like To Catch a Predator, but with grandparents eating you. To Catch a Cannibal.
Why don't you have a seat?
Why don't you have a seat? But
Grandma's got some lard cookies.
That's just a bucket full of brine water. Yeah, go ahead and have a seat in there.
Why is it getting so hot?
Why are you putting rosemary in my hair?
Why are you feeding me cookies? Why are you feeding me raw stuffing?
No,
Just-
I don't want fresh pepper.
Box after box of stovetop. They're just tamping it down.
Time for your snack, and they bring out the foie gras funnel.
You're a bad grandma.
Yeah,
Real
We
grandma.
assure you it is the most humane of gravage processes.
right.
Real grandma
So,
never did that.
presumably, none of those things are happening here. These are just
We
Right.
wouldn't
decent
know,
people.
though.
Yeah, we wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
But
we
they-
can't even go to the website without
Yeah.
the speaker going crazy.
Yep.
ABC News will have us believe that these are just decent people who watch your kids.
Right. It's probably fine.
Just give them your children; it'll be fine.
Yeah.
How much for your daughters?
How much for you?
Well, they're old. Old people wouldn't do bad things.
No.
Right?
No crimes against humanity have ever been perpetrated by the elderly.
Mhm.
And on that note,
Well, Hitler wasn't a grandparent. That's
that's probably
For
true.
sure.
All right, gentlemen, we have important things to do. Let's say goodbye to Chris DeBona
goodbye.
and Rob Roseboom.
Goodbye.
It was Rob Commander Taco Malda. Don't eat babies. That's not cool. We'll see you guys Tuesday in Geeks in Space. Bye.